Welcome to TechNova Podcast.
Welcome to today's custom-tailored deep dive. We've designed this one specifically for you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
So the source material we have sitting on the table today is it's the official August 12, 2026 announcement from Google.
Right, the big one.
Exactly. Detailing their brand new Pixel 11 series. So we're looking at the base Pixel 11, the Pixel 11 Pro, and, the massive Pixel 11 Pro XL.
The whole lineup, yeah.
Yeah. And our mission today is, well, we're going way beyond just rattling off tech specs.
Right, we're not just going to sit here and read a spec sheet to you.
No, not at all. We're going to explore how Google is attempting to fundamentally change our relationship with our devices.
Which is a huge deal.
It really is. The overarching theme here seems to be this idea of undistracting technology and, really localized on-device power.
Okay, let's unpack this because calling a smartphone undistracting technology just feels like a complete oxymoron.
It totally does. I mean, historically, new phones usually boast about demanding more of our attention.
Right. Bigger, brighter, louder.
Yeah.
Exactly. More intrusive notifications, features specifically designed to keep us scrolling and constantly unlocking the device. But the most intriguing updates to the Pixel 11 series actually seem designed to let us look at our screens less.
Which is wild for a tech company to want.
Yeah.
But before we can really get into how we interact with the software and all that, I feel like we have to look at its physical footprint.
Yeah, how it actually sits in the physical world.
Right, because the defining characteristic of a Pixel has always been that massive, horizontal camera bar across the back.
Visor, yeah.
Yeah, the visor. And with the base Pixel 11, they've actually reduced the thickness of that camera bar by a massive 40%.
Which is, functionally, that's huge.
It's virtually bumpless now, especially when you pair it with one of those made-by Google cases. It is totally wobble-free.
Right, and the wobble is the worst part of modern phones.
It drives me crazy when it rocks on a desk.
Same. And they've paired that slim profile with a satin metal frame and this really nice polished glass back.
And the colors are pretty organic this time around, right?
Yeah, they've got pistachio, hibiscus, frost, and, the classic obsidian. But the real physical upgrade is on the Pro models.
The Super Actua display.
Exactly. It hits this blindingly bright 3,600 nits.
Wait, 3,600?
Yeah, which means you can read it perfectly in absolute direct harsh sunlight.
That's insane.
But the best part is the new anti-scratch coating. It offers more than double the scratch resistance of the previous generation.
Double. That's really significant. And the base storage is bumped up too, right?
Yeah, 256 gigabytes is the base now across the board.
Nice.
But the charging is where it gets kind of ridiculous. With the new 45-watt wired charging, the Pro XL gets 15 hours of battery life in just 15 minutes.
15 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah. And it also has Qi 2.2 25-watt wireless charging compatibility.
Wow. Okay, so getting back to that 40% camera bar reduction for a second to me, it kind of feels like transitioning from a really bulky, overstuffed wallet to a sleek, minimalist money clip.
Well, that's a good way to put it.
It literally changes how you carry it every single day,
Absolutely. And when you look at why this matters, the combination of a flat-laying phone, the 2x scratch resistance, the 15-minute rapid charging it, all points to a device that's meant to be rugged and utilitarian.
Right, not fragile.
Exactly. It seamlessly blends into the background of your life rather than being this delicate piece of jewelry you have to constantly baby.
You just toss it in your bag with your keys and don't even worry about it.
Exactly.
Well, making the phone sit flat and wobble-free actually directly feeds into what I think is the most surprising new hardware feature.
Oh, definitely.
And it's one that only works when the phone is face down.
Which, again, is Google literally asking you to not look at the screen.
Right. So this is exclusive to the Pro and Pro XL models. It's called the HiLight feature.
HiLight with a capital H and capital L, right?
Yeah, exactly. It basically uses these colored LED lights built around the camera's flash module to give you glanceable information without looking at the screen.
So it's basically ambient computing.
Exactly. It glows in different patterns to show Gemini's status, if the AI is listening or thinking or responding.
Right, but it goes beyond just the AI status. Users can assign custom colors to specific contacts for incoming calls.
So you only pick up the phone for the people who matter most.
Exactly. And future updates are going to include text message notifications with the same color coding system.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Because I get the theory behind it. But is adding a blinking light to the back of the phone actually less distracting? Or is it just trading screen anxiety for LED anxiety.
That is a very valid question.
Like if I'm at dinner trying to be present and my phone starts pulsing like a traffic light, that's still a distraction.
Well, what's fascinating here is how this ties into digital well-being. It functions as a behavioral filter.
Okay, how so?
It essentially forces the user to actively categorize their relationships and notifications by color ahead of time. So if your phone glows blue, you know it's just your buddy texting a meme and you ignore it. But if it flashes red, you know it's your kid's school calling.
Eyes.
So it allows you to remain present in the real world while still feeling completely secure that you aren't missing a genuine emergency.
Because our brains process color way faster than having to read a name on a screen.
Exactly. Reading a screen pulls you out of the moment. A color flash is just an instinct.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. But to instantly process those custom notifications and run Gemini without a hitch in the background, the phone needs a pretty massive brain upgrade, right?
Oh, a huge one. And that leads us directly into the new Google Tensor G6 chip.
The G6.
Yeah, the G6 features a totally upgraded CPU. We are talking 25% faster web browsing and 15% quicker app launches.
That's a solid bump just for everyday use.
It is. But the big story is that it packs 50% more TPU compute.
50% more. Wow.
Yeah, which allows it to run the latest Gemini Nano model entirely on device.
So it's not constantly calling out to the cloud.
Right. It processes on-device AI tasks up to 3.5 times faster.
That is wild.
And here is the crazy part. While it's doing it 3.5 times faster, it's miraculously using up to 3.5 times less energy.
Okay, I want to jump in here with an analogy.
Yeah.
Because that on-device leap is huge. It's basically like having an incredibly smart executive assistant, right?
Sure.
In the past, the assistant had to, call the home office, meaning the cloud, every single time you asked a question.
Right, which takes time and drains resources.
Exactly. But now the assistant just has the entire filing cabinet memorized in their head, making them insanely faster and saving a ton of energy because they aren't making that long distance call.
That is exactly what is happening. And honestly, a 3.5x increase in speed alongside a 3.5x decrease in energy consumption, that is a massive engineering feat.
Like almost physics defying.
It really is. But it explains how the phone can handle all this proactive AI monitoring, like those HiLight cues we were just talking about, without completely draining the battery by lunchtime.
Right, because if it's always listening and watching for those notifications, it needs to be efficient.
Exactly. And the real-world application of this massive TPU power isn't just text generation or notifications. It's how the phone sees the world through its cameras.
Oh, the camera upgrades.
Yeah, and how it protects what it sees, which we'll get to. But first, let's talk cameras. The base Pixel 11 has a new 48-megapixel main sensor.
And they said that has 56% more light sensitivity. Right?
Yes. 56% more, and a 5x telephoto lens supporting 30x super zoom.
That's just on the base model.
Right. Now, the Pro models, they get a brand new main sensor, plus an upgraded 48-megapixel telephoto with a larger sensor.
Meaning even more light.
Yep, 30% more light sensitivity, enabling a 5x portrait mode. But the really crazy thing is that the Tensor G6 enables a staggering pro zoom at 120x.
120x zoom.
And night sight is now 4.5 times faster thanks to the G6's upgraded image signal processor.
Okay, wait, I have to challenge this a little bit.
Go for it.
I mean, I marvel at those camera specs.
Yeah.
4.5x faster night sight is amazing, but a 120x zoom? That sounds like absolute science fiction.
It's a huge number.
What is the everyday user actually doing with that? Like, are we all becoming amateur astronomers trying to shoot the moon?
Well, it's not really about shooting at 120x every day. Having the capacity to reach 120x means that when you're shooting at 10x or 20x at a concert, the AI has so much overhead and data to work with that those intermediate zooms look flawlessly sharp.
So it's about making the everyday zoom levels better, not necessarily maxing it out.
Exactly. It's computational headroom.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. But having a camera that powerful linked to an AI that is processing everything locally, I mean, that brings up a pretty scary security question.
The privacy aspect, absolutely.
Because if all my data, my photos, my AI habits are processed on the device, I need to know that device is a vault.
And Google clearly agrees because they're integrating the Titan M3 security chip directly with the Tensor G6 processor.
With Titan M3.
Yeah. And this brings post-quantum cryptography to secure boot on the device itself.
Post-quantum cryptography.
Right. And actually, a Counterpoint research report from August 2026 stated that this Pixel AI experience offers the most privacy protection on a phone right now.
Period.
Period. But this raises an important question. Why does a consumer phone need defense against quantum computers?
Yeah, that sounds like military-grade stuff. Like, quantum computers barely even exist yet outside of, huge research labs.
True, but threat vectors are evolving incredibly rapidly. There's a concept in cybersecurity right now called store now, decrypt later.
Sort out, decrypt later.
Okay, bad actors are stealing heavily encrypted data today, knowing they can't break it. They are just hoarding it in server farms.
Oh, wow.
And they're waiting for quantum computers to become fully viable because a quantum system will slice through today's standard encryption in seconds.
So they just steal it and wait. That is terrifying.
It is. So Google is future-proofing the hardware today. They're making sure that your sensitive on-device AI data remains permanently locked down, even against tomorrow's supercomputers.
That is wild to think about. A supercomputer in your pocket protecting you against future supercomputers.
It's a new reality of hardware security.
Well, let me just summarize some of the key consumer details before we wrap up.
Sure.
So the phones hit shelves on August 20.
Just around the corner.
Yep. Prices start at $899 for the Pixel 11, $1,099 for the Pro, and $1,299 for the Pro XL.
Pretty standard pricing tiers for flagships these days.
Yeah. And they all come with a massive 7 years of OS and security updates.
7 years is huge for longevity.
It really is. Oh, and Pro users get 6 months of Google AI Pro. So that includes higher Gemini usage, 5 terabytes of cloud storage, and Google Health Premium.
A really solid bundle.
So what does it all mean?
Well, between the 7-year lifespan, the post-quantum cryptography, and that HiLight feature literally begging you to leave the phone face down,
Right.
Google is essentially building a device designed to get completely out of your way.
Which is the opposite of what tech has done for the last decade.
Exactly. I think we are finally entering the post-screen era of the smartphone.
The post-screen era.
Yeah, where the ultimate luxury of having a supercomputer in your pocket is actually the ability to ignore it entirely.
Wow. The ultimate luxury is ignoring it. That is a really fascinating thought to leave on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive and, helping us parse through all of this.
It was a blast. Thanks for having me.
And for everyone listening, as you move through your day, just take a second to think about how often you check your own screen. And imagine what it would be like if your phone was actually trying to help you look away. We'll catch you on the next one.